Hi guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on what I don't like about this Eversolo Play. Um, there will be some comparison to WiiM, but this is WiiM Ultra, it's not WiiM Amp. But comparisons mainly about functionality with streaming and stuff. So, first of all, uh, Eversolo is based on Android, and all initial setup you'll have to do it through this UI, which is fine, but UI itself is not optimized for touch on a sort of device. What I mean by that is that you can see that some of the UI elements are they are too small. They are not really intuitive to use, and things like that. Another thing is, for example, I'm using this Plex, yeah, and I want to change the track. So unless I am already in Plex, for example, if I go, there's another thing, yeah. So I go home. So where do I find Plex here? Okay, it's not music services. I would assume it would be music services, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. Um, apps, maybe apps. No, it's not apps. Connect. Well, Rune Ready is here. Cobus is here, but Plex is not here, for example. It's in the cloud. Why it's in the cloud doesn't make much sense to me. I'm not entirely sure. So all those source options, they are kind of spread across multiple tabs, which is not really intuitive at all. Uh, so yeah, this is the second thing. Another thing is this plain UI. I made it as clear as possible, but it's still there's just too much going on here. It's personal taste, of course, but on the bottom you will see that WiiM Ultra is pretty clean. It gives all information you need, and it looks much cleaner overall, where this is kind of cluttered stuff. And I already removed UI, VU meters, and things like that. Now, another thing the problem I have with this is it's running Android 11, and I'm not entirely sure why they decided to run Android 11 in 2025. This device is pretty new; it's like a few months old only, and they are running old version on Android. Uh, it's not a problem right now, uh, but it might be a problem in the future because if some of the vendors will stop supporting Android 11 and there will be no update for this device to newer Android version, what they go, it's kind of will be sort of not, it will just stop working with newer services. Like, for example, Apple will start supporting Android 11. What they're going to do? And people will not be able to use that service anymore. So this is just some kind of thing to keep in mind. I did a Google online and I couldn't find any references of them saying that they're going to support newer versions. So just yeah, keep in mind and be careful about it. Another thing, back to Apple Music, for example. So there is a native app for Apple Music. I think it's here. Uh, this app is does support lossless, but it doesn't support high res. And if you wanted to have high res and lossless, you have to download sideload app from your computer, just APK Android to the Eversolo. And in that case, you'll have another application down there, which also called Apple Music. So you see the problem here that, well, for technical persons, probably not a problem, but if you have just average user, like kids or wife, it might be very confusing to have two Apple Musics here. Uh, doesn't really make any sense. I mean, why just not upgrade this app to support high res? I'm not entirely sure. And another thing is that Apple Music app, the sideloaded app, it will look like the one for purely for the phone, meaning that all UI elements will be very small, and it's basically optimized for to have it on your phone, not on a desktop device like that. Um, uh, okay, what else do I have here? And another thing which is kind of weird is that on some records, which are DSD records, which I was streaming over either Rune or Plex, I have some noticeable pop during switch over from one track to another. Um, I'm not sure if it's my files, but if I play the same on WiiM Ultra, it doesn't have this problem. Um, this specific album was by Jacques Lussier, and it's coded in DSD. So obviously it would be transcoded by Eversolo to PCM. Not sure if that the problem is with that part or somewhere else. I'm not entirely sure, but I tried other DSD albums and they do not have this problem. So it must be only relevant to some small amount of records in DSD, it seems. Another thing which is again relevant to Eversolo being on Android is that if you play something using your app, either it can be using Plex or anything else, but through the Eversolo app, you cannot use your phone rockers to control the volume, which is kind of, it seems like a small thing, but it's very convenient to have just been able to make it louder or quieter just using the rockers on a phone instead of going to app and do like use a slider or go into the device and turn the volume knob. It works absolutely fine with Plex, with WiiM Ultra, but WiiM Ultra is based on a Linux, so I guess is that it's just because the implementation of Eversole using Android, there's really no other way to do it. Maybe they will fix with firmware update. I'm not entirely sure. But it's kind of not very convenient. Obviously, if you use like Rune or with Rune Ready on Eversole, you can use Rune app, and I think rockers do work. But as soon as you switch to something else, you're kind of stuck with using slider or manually controlling via rotary knob. Or you can also buy you can use a remote to do that. But I mean, if you control everything through the phone, it's kind of makes it very intuitive to just use rockers to control volume up and down. So this is pretty much it as far as I did my some quick testing. Both of them are pretty transparent in terms of DAC. You can I haven't seen Eversolo test on Audio Science Review yet. WiiM Ultra does test. There is a test there, and it's pretty transparent. So I assume that Eversolo would be the same. Obviously, both of the devices are great. They are slightly different budget, but I think Eversolo with built-in amp is kind of comparable to Eversolo to WiiM Ultra Plus amplifier or to WiiM Amp Ultra. I would definitely go with Eversolo over WiiM Amp Ultra just because it's, I mean, it looks more premium. The screen is very high resolution. It's Retina quality, so it's probably over like 170 ppi or something. You cannot see any pixel and anything like that. Where with Ultra, it's quite pixelated. Audio quality, I don't think you'll notice any difference, to be honest with you. I'm not in the kind of person which will describe how transparent it is or not. I am in a camp that every modern state-of-the-art deck will sound the same. But yeah, if you have any questions or you like this video, let me know. If you want to hear anything else interesting, I can probably post a video about using Rupee with external amplifier. I have Linkdorf amplifier coming. I'm very excited about it, and I can post a video about that. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope it was useful, and have a great day.